Hey guys, it's ACairconditioner and welcome to Genshin Impact Archon Quest. As of today, 2.4 is finally live, and we're gonna be tackling the Archon Quest Interlude Chapter Act 1. The crane returns on the wind. Now, before we start, the last Archon Quest that we did, I believe, was Chapter 2, Act 3, Omnipresent over Mortals. This is being the final current act of the Archon Quest and of the Idizuma timeline. But this is a bit different. So what this Archon Quest is that we're going to be going back to Liyue. And the basic gist is that we're going to help bring back the Jade Chamber. And this is interesting in my opinion, since we never have done Liyue and Mondstadt Archon Quest, since I did that on my own time and I wasn't recording stuff that time either, so I just kind of skipped over that, which is unfortunate. But at the end of the Liyue chapters, before moving on to Act 4 of Chapter 1, that was not the Liyue one, that was just completely different. The Jade Chamber was gone. We had to use the Jade Chamber to seal a beast named Losayo. But now Ningguang is planning on bringing back the Jade Chamber up for a certain festival of some kind, or she has her own reasons. That's basically the gist of it, what's gonna happen, and that's what we're gonna be looking into today, because, well, it's an Archon Quest, and I promised to cover all Archon Quests, so no rambling, let's get started. And can I just say how excited I am for this? I just want to say right now, I'm stammering this much to the point where, because I'm so excited. Because a few things to explain. I couldn't record my reaction for the 2.4 special program because of the fact that, well, I was gone that time and I didn't have time to record and upload that day, because I tend to upload all my stuff that I record, especially when it comes to reaction specifically, on that same day. I couldn't because I was gone for like 2 days. So I had to watch it on my own time and couldn't do reaction to it. I was thinking of doing an analysis video on it, but then I didn't have the time to do that either because like busy doing other stuff, uploading, because I was behind and all. But before we start this, I just want to say right now that I am super excited about 2.4. There's a lot of things in 2.4 that I'm looking forward to. I think this is one of the biggest updates I've seen, with some of the my favorite characters. Sorry, with some of my more favorite characters. And I'm just super excited about this update because there's a lot of things to look into. And I think there are some fantastic lore to look into as well. Not just in Liyue, because there's something else I'm probably going to cover on this channel. And it's really cool. So let's just get started. Let's go talk to Ningguang. Let's go.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project!
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however, still outstanding. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically, vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
Haha, what a coincidence. I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some plot strike just the other day. So excuse me all, but, I have some business to do.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested?
Can I really ask you anything at all?
Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I
thought
am
so.
knowledgeable about.
Maybe I can find out more about my sister.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again!
I don't think that's how it works, Paimon.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super
It's a competition
busy.
done.
Come
Huh.
on, we better get going. First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on, don't go! Why don't you stand there after her? Oh, right, yeah.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
Okay, sorry about that quick pause. I'm gonna quickly stop here for a second. Give me a bit. Sorry about that. I'm back. I heard something happen and I had to quickly pause. I panicked. So we saw someone that they were talking to. Looks very familiar to some of us that has watched the 2.4 trailer or has been following the Genshin the Back YouTube channel. You know.
Please be mindful
I'm not gonna say who she is, but I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna wait. But if you cannot tell, I'm
They're not here.
excited about her.
Let's keep looking.
She's just all the way over there. Paimon, I don't think this is a good idea just to walk up to this. Like, okay.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run.
Making
Don't
sure.
worry,
Sorry about
we're
that.
not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
Dang.
I've already told you. I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy
I would
to
run if
forget.
I were you.
Come on, ma'am. You seem like an intelligent lady. I shouldn't have to spell this out to you. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't.
No more excuses!
They're just
You
robbing
have
her at
money.
this point.
I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites. Then Shin Yue kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites, then you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps.
Oh, she's
yes.
actually gonna.
Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
There they are. They're trying to intimidate people into doing business.
Oh, you again.
The Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business, I swear!
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
Are you alright?
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is, well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Oh, I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times
I
is all it would
I
have
don't think
taken
that's
to
a
get
good
him to
idea,
surrender.
Shenhe. Knowing you.
You can't do that. That's way too violent. This is Liyue Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws?
Have you not heard of the law, Shenhe?
No, apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
What was that noise?
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals.
Those are all medicinal herbs.
Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach.
So we finally see her.
Do you
Whoa.
think Shenhe might be an Adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an Adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other Adepti, though? Paimon's super curious.
I don't know, Paimon, have you seen any of that guy with blue hair or having a white like this a white color design before? I don't know. I wonder who else she could be related to. Okay, I'll shut up now. Xiao, do you have any answers? No? Okay. So Shenhe. She's the main 5-star for this update as usual. She's the focus of the story quest and all. And honestly, she's on the same level as Ayaka. I freaking love her. Right to bed, I think her design is interesting, and the way she's portrayed, and I know a bit of her backstory now as well. Shenhe's character really fascinates me. I can't say too much because I think they're gonna explain later on. But Paimon is somewhat right on the money when she is an Adeptus, quote unquote. Not like perfectly around the money. She's somewhat like she's getting there. Shenhe is a very fascinating character. I cannot talk about too much. Just know that she has a really cool design. And despite the fact that people were saying, "Oh, her playstyle sucks," Cryo's report so bad, lay off. It's just a game. You don't have to like literally hate on a character like that and go this far, saying she sucks. Like, I don't know. I hear a lot of people with that.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Before I go on, but yeah, Shenhe's character is fascinating to me. Her design is cool. I think her backstory is really awesome. The way that she's portrayed is really cool. Everything about Shenhe, I love it. I love everything about Shenhe. So, and I feel like this can not go. I feel like this can't go wrong right now because I don't think. No, I'm not gonna say Archon Quest can't go wrong, but I don't think this Archon Quest is gonna go any wrong. And if it does, I'll be very shocked.
Ginseng, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Thank you.
She's really eating them!
And with astonishment.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you.
How did they taste?
Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains! That proves it! Paimon knew she was an Adeptus!
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition!
You came up with that name, Paimon.
And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win! Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an Adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Sure. Then let's join forces.
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
I am not sure whether or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be highly effective. We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead
Whoa.
of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plostrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing
Baishu.
over there. So, it's you.
Baishu? What are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
No, we've got other stuff to do. While you're here though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds.
Treatises?
It's very rare indeed. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baishu.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Oh, we're going for Xingqiu now. So, is this how we're gonna be meeting all the Liyue characters again? We just saw Ningguang, we met Shenhe, and we just met Baishu. So we're gonna talk to Xingqiu next. Interesting. I feel like I have to explain when their most recent appearances were when it comes to any type of story quest. If you play 2.1, if you played through Moonlight Merriment, you know when they last appeared. They all appeared during that event. I don't think I have to explain the obvious to you guys. Unless you guys haven't, then if that's the case, then well, that's kind of awkward now, isn't it?
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
There he is.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some
Shenhe's
information.
just walking with us now.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be of service?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you mean...
Yeah, here they got those orders.
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some sunset vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring
God,
about
I have
the
an idea
price.
what's gonna happen.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million mora.
500 million?!
I don't think I can afford it.
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not worth it.
Oh yeah, it isn't.
Without any sunset vermilion,
Shenhe's gonna pay for it, isn't she?
Don't panic. I don't suppose
Never
you ever
mind.
heard of Sea Gazer?
Who?
Never heard of them.
Oh, Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken,
Oh, is he? Oh, he's
he
an
has already
Adeptus.
passed away.
Sea Gazer?
Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite
Oh,
treasures,
it's a domain.
among which was some sunset
Of course.
vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, disrespectful? With him being an Adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him.
Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before.
She knew.
May
Let
I
me
ask
guess.
where you
Cloud
read
Retainer
that?
told her.
Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go.
There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long. So please, be very careful.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
But you didn't let me finish.
So we just met Xingqiu, and we last saw him again during the 2.1 event quest, alongside Chongyun, those things. So I feel like we just spoiled a bit about Shenhe, but I feel like a lot of people know about this already. Shenhe is not an Adeptus. She was trained by one, and she mentioned the word master, that being Cloud Retainer. She's not an Adeptus. That's what I was making a joke earlier about the fact that, I don't know, Paimon, have you seen other Adeptus that has like white coloration design and has like light blue hair? Because Ganyu and Cloud Retainer are close, and Cloud Retainer is a white crane and all.
Let's see. Xingqiu said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
It's raining.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there?
This key was just a Sealy. Get him. Get him. We're having this very slow chase of the Sealy.
The Sealy got to here and then disappeared. Should we go over and take a look?
This is gonna be a domain. I guess we need a Geo. The fact that I'm not gonna use a geo means I'm gonna get soft lock because I know this happened before. You can tell I'm used to this by now. Whoa!
Weren't we at a waterfall just now? How did we suddenly end up here? Whoa, so many clouds. It feels like we're high up in the sky.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset Vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see. Huh? Isn't that the Sealy from before? Look, it's gone and snuck beneath the clouds. And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete. Oh, could there be something below the clouds?
What do you think, Shenhe?
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an Adepti art used for spatial partitioning. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
And we get to play as Shenhe. Let's take a look at her. Shenhe comes at you with level 90, using her signature weapon, the Calamity Queller. Why would you stare at me like that? You scared the crap out of me. And she has a Noblesse Oblige set for some reason, I'm not sure why. Level 8, and then level 11 talents. Well, all level, max level 8 plus the plus 2 talent level up from her constellation, obviously. Now, Shenhe's playstyle is of a cryo support. And it's a very unique one. Oh, I can just walk on the cloud.
Right. Obey.
She is a very heavy cryo supporter, and her skills are unique. I need to get more used to her playstyle though.
Right. Unleash.
I need to remember.
Beg for mercy.
So what I was trying to do something, but because I'm failing. What I'm trying to do is the fact that if you afflict her with whenever you afflict someone with like her talisman, any cryo damage will be increased. Whether it be elemental burst, elemental skills, anything in general. And that's why she is an insanely good cryo support. I don't remember the true specifics of it, but I know a bit about it. Ancient Red Core. Okay, I had to activate this first. It's a boss fight apparently. Any like character that does cryo damage is a really good pair up with Shenhe. Like characters like Ayaka, characters like Eula, characters like Ganyu even. Shenhe herself, Chongyun, Diona. Any character like that, they are very focused on cryo. I think we'll get a guaranteed. We'll get a pretty much a buff just by the talisman. For any ice attack you can do. So what I just did there, that was a bad move. I don't have a character that's really good because it's Eula. Good at ice attacks, more physical. Not that good pairing with Shenhe. But characters like Ayaka and Ganyu, those are really focused on cryo.
More speed.
Or like they're
it appears that we've been taken
demons.
for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
And now her ult here. She summons a cryo avatar of some kind. That's gonna deal consistent cryo damage. And anyone that stays in it will take increased cryo damage once they're dealt with cryo damage.
Obey!
She's not that good with DPS and damage and pure damage, but she's good with setting up
The core
for
of the
a lot of
mechanism is
cryo kills.
exposed. Now's our chance.
Now, this apparently is a boss. Take out the core, basically. Anyone that does like damage, it's so free. Oh my god.
Whoa! We're gonna fall!
Why are you being so dramatic, Paimon? Oh my god.
Everyone okay?
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
Oh, by the way, this avatar's gonna deal consistent cryo damage as well, by the way. He's gonna stay there. Like, you can see him just walking around like that.
Evil conquering, worthless.
Also, by the way, they totally ripped out that Traveler falling animation from that one cutscene, from the ending cutscene. Oh my god, you scared the crap out of me. Why would you do this to me? Why? This is not fun. Why are you doing this? Leave me alone. Ow!
Is this retribution?
That's what I got for being a stick. Well, and this is what you get for killing my shell.
Take this!
Beg for mercy. Yeah. Freeze to the core. Obey! Unleash!
Thunderclap!
Gone. He's gonna wake up and calling it. Of course he would. Why didn't you use my Shenhe in the first place? Okay.
We're gonna fall. This time, we're really gonna fall.
Oh.
Luckily, there was a pool of water at the bottom. Otherwise, that could have ended very differently.
It's called I bring up my wind glider and I actually play a game with shotgun.
That Sealy's on the move again. Let's catch up with it. Huh. Something looks different about this stone wall. Let's take a closer look.
Yeah, it's called You Can Move It, Paimon? Question mark? Okay, we can't move this one either. Now. Oh. Oh, it's a puzzle. That's cute. You can move it this way. There we go. This domain looks really pretty, by the way. Door reservation activated in the case that I get obliterated. Where's the ruin guard? Come on. Okay, come on.
More speed.
I appreciate it if you.
Shudder.
Super don't.
Obey. Manifest. Do your master's bidding.
You can also pair this Pyro a lot well with like other characters for like Pyro. So any power character can be good as any power focus can be really good as well, like Hu Tao. Someone like Amber, someone like Yoimiya.
Crush.
Shenhe is just very elemental focused and she's very heavy support. Her raw damage is not as spectacular as a lot of people would say. I know that sounds super critical since I kind of called out people were saying, oh, she's a cryo support, that's why she's bad. I'm not trying to say she's bad because she's a cryo support. I'm just saying she's a cryo support, and that's okay. You don't have to be absolutely broken.
Obey.
You know?
Lightning flash.
Manifest.
Like I'm not judging her for being a cryo support. I'm just saying she's a cryo support.
Crush.
And that's it. She's a cryo support. What else is there to say about Shenhe? I feel like I'm repeating myself by this point.
Shudder.
Just for my point, since some people can't listen. And give me another battle coming right. I'm calling it right now. We can find someone else.
Unleash. Obey. Beg for mercy.
When did Hu Tao die?
Manifest.
Wow, this might be a first. This might be a loss. This is why you're gonna have reviving food.
Take this.
Shudder.
Halloween thunder.
Unleash. Obey. Do your master's bidding. My curse.
Dang.
Bear. Grief.
Oh my god. Thank god he stopped. This is just unfair.
Shudder. More speed.
Why didn't I eat really quick? No. Dumb.
Beg for mercy.
Oh. My mouse, stop breathing.
Take this.
Also, stop Beibling spamming, please. You're just ruining this game experience.
Shudder. Freeze to the core. Rack and ruin. Beg for mercy.
One dead.
Crush! Lightning flash! What?
Two dead. Wow, I somehow won those guys just with Ether, Shenhe, and Eula. It always has to be Ether and Eula. That's
Beg for mercy.
Surviving for some reason. I don't know why. Might because Eula's way too tanky. Yeah, we did it. Everyone knows it's dead though. This is not the best example of Shenhe, of showing Shenhe's true power.
Could that be the Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh. This is cool. Like I knew that like we saw Shenhe in this domain in the trailer, so like I assumed this would be the domain that we go to for this Archon Quest. Or this event. Or whatever. Sealies are sealies. So I assumed that we'd go into this domain with Shenhe sometime, and I guess we were right.
Is this it? Is this the Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, sorry.
It's so huge!
So is the Jade Chamber.
That's true, but then again, why isn't it floating?
Plaustrite doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrite reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Wow, Shenhe, you seem to know everything about this.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story after story.
I wonder who this sounds like.
I don't care for her stories most of the time. I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
I wonder who this master is.
Hold on a sec. Paimon just realized something. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be dragged up into the sky too! But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely!
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure? Be careful!
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a Plaustrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged.
Paimon meant you, Shenhe.
My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything, but if something this heavy lands on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects. It's just common sense.
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the Plaustrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Adepti super strength much?
Maybe.
We can't slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
The Plaustrite's just gone. It's just an empty tree. This is interesting though. I might have to take a better look at it next time. When they take a video with this somewhere from someone else or something. Whatever. Let's leave the domain. With 2 casualties, unfortunately. Now, before I actually go talk to Shenhe, I'm gonna need to go heal everybody because I feel like that's not the only combat we're gonna have in this place, and I don't want to enter combat with half of my party dead, especially one of them being my main DPS. I'm not down to enter combat without a show. The Plaustrite is just over there. It's just a giant construction site. It is a giant construction site. right here. This is insanity. There, I see Shenhe, but who is she talking to? Just some random NPC, I guess. Probably Ningguang's secretary. I thought her secretary meant Ganyu. I honestly
Oh my
did.
god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's got to be one of those adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations, this item is approved for submission. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe, and Ningguang's little helper.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest Plostrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
In truth, it is the finest piece of Plostrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Shenhe, Shenhe! Just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises!
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold her head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an Adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check in and take a rest.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. Alright? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
I don't think Paimon nor the Traveler knows about Shenhe. If you guys know about Shenhe's backstory, you know exactly what I mean. Guest accommodations are far more comfortable than the wilderness.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
So, Shenhe's backstory is really tragic. You should know by now that Shenhe was trying to say she's not an Adeptus. She's not. She's just a normal exorcist. But the reason why she knows so much about the Adepti arts and the fact that her master herself is an Adeptus too, Flavitainer, is all because of her backstory, and I'm not gonna say it because it's heavy spoilery. If you know it, you know it. But I'm not gonna say too much about it. I want you guys to... I want to see if we can discover in this Archon Quest together, you know? I know about it. Like, I've seen people talk about it just by the trailers.
Checking in, are we?
You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left.
And I don't know the full scope of it myself. I do know the base idea of it. But I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna handle, how they're gonna handle Shenhe here.
Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just through the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before. Let's buy one for Shenhe too. She can have it as a midnight snack. Or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door.
Have a good rest, Shenhe. See you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. See you tomorrow.
Hey! Isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
I had a feeling she would show up sooner or later. You know it'd be really fun if Ganyu also shows up as well, because you know Ganyu and Cloud Retainer, they're very close. Hey Cloud Retainer.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far so good, yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Cool! So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special
Did she
title
ever
they go by?
say she's an Adeptus,
On
Paimon?
this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe
is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
I thought so.
What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. In this respect, she has not changed. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her.
Shenhe's different.
That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Exactly.
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her.
So when Shenhe talks about her master, she means...
Indeed. It is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity.
What?
Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. But they also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well.
Shenhe's emotionless. That'll explain why.
It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans.
Oh my...
Well,
wow.
One is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today.
The coming
One has occupied
storm.
enough of your
I wonder
time.
what that could be.
The night is approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
Interesting.
So, Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with.
I mean, yeah, she's not Adeptus. She just grew with the Adeptus. But they train her like one. I mean, she has. It's because the fact that she's been growing up with the Adeptus that of course she would have the aura around her, obviously. And something tells me that she overheard our conversation.
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take
Called
it.
Oh? How did you know?
She sensed her. Obviously.
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is very talkative.
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going.
Secretary.
After all,
Paimon.
Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly. Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it. They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Wow. Interesting. Wait. Is that who I think it is? There's Beidou and a very familiar young lady alongside her.
Look!
Really?
The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
Well,
that's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beidou! And hey! Person Paimon doesn't know?
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
You were in this too, Beidou?
You're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of Sunset Vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yun-Jin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
These 2 are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plaustrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side.
Wow. So it looks like the three of us are competitors now.
Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help him win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Well, there are 3 teams here. We can split the prize between us. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think?
Clever.
Sounds great, but how does that change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with
It's
this,
gonna
Miss
help
Yun.
us with the other 2
The
parts.
plaustrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon.
Basically.
How'd I do? Is that what you had in mind?
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the ship and ask Su Ling if he's heard of them. You guys...
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
See you, Beidou.
Okay, let's go! By the way, what question are you gonna ask Ningguang, Yunjin?
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion.
Ooh, what's the opera called? Paimon wants to go see it.
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil spirit and an adeptus.
An urban...
It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.